The next consideration will be about the plants which survive in water. We had talked about the plants which survive according to the light conditions, their adaptations. We had talked about the plants which are staying in dry conditions and surviving over there. Now we talk about the plants which are found in well abundance in aquatic conditions. So we have the type of plants known as hydrophytes. Hydro refers to water, phytes refer to the plants. Now these hydrophytes, what adaptive features they are having, we are going to consider that. The first adaptive feature that they are having is that the presence of mucilage is seen on their parts. Now what is this mucilage meant for? It is meant for providing a protective covering against the epiphytes and other animals which are present in the water. Now the second type of adaptation, before we go to that, we need to keep in mind that hydrophytes are also of many types. They could be submerged, they could be partially submerged, that means they could be free floating and submerged as well. They could be completely free floating. These are the various types of hydrophytes. So when I say that we are discussing about mucilage on the plants which survive in water, don't consider that the plant would be entirely submerged in the water. There are certain cases, as in the case of Ishonia, there are plants which have their upper parts exposed in the air, that means they are free floating, and there are certain examples like Hydrilla, they are completely submerged. So the first characteristic was of mucilage. About the types of hydrophytes, all the types of hydrophytes have a root system which is either highly reduced or it is absent. Okay, so we have two conditions, it could be completely absent or it could be highly reduced. As in the case of plant, aquatic plant known as Piscia, we have a root system which provides it balance for floating. So the root hair are also absent or almost highly reduced, and then we have root pocket in place of root cap. That means instead of root cap, in whatever root system if found, there would be root pocket. Again, that is for providing balance and floating. Then we have the mechanical tissue which is almost absent in it. Then we have xylem, that is also almost absent. Xylem and mechanical tissue, not or, xylem and mechanical tissue is almost absent. Okay. Moving further, we have talked, because mechanical tissue is absent, which is parenchyma. So what is present? It is parenchyma. Now what is this parenchyma? It is a specialized parenchymatous tissue which is present inside the leaves, and it is having air spaces, or rather air vacuoles present inside the cell, which make the plant meet its oxygen requirement. It provides buoyancy for floating as well. Okay, then we have air tissue as well, which is responsible for storing the air and making the plant float. And these are the various adaptations which the plant shows in terms of the environment which is aquatic. Last one is that in the case of free floating plants, supposedly their leaves are submerged and they are having certain leaves which are free floating. So we might find the condition known as heterophili. You know, the leaves which are present in the water, they are often thin and they are like this. Thin leaves, and they could have like this arrangement, something like this, thin and pointed. Okay, that would be in the case of those leaves which are submerged. Such would be the arrangement of leaves. But the leaves which are present on the surface, they are often having a huge sized cuticle covered, waxy covering covered petiole. So a large sized petiole is present. So you're going to find two types of leaves within a same plant, and that is known as heterophili, where we have short pointed small leaves which are present in water, and large petiole, large leaf blade is present on the leaves which are exposed. So this is all about the adaptations which are found in hydrophytes, the various changes at physiological, morphological, and of course mixture of all behavioral changes that the plant shows if it has to survive within the aquatic conditions in the best possible manner.